safely to the nearest exit.
It's the Gateway Gators and the Indiana Indians in a WPIAL 5A Section 1 matchup. Gateway 4-6 on the season, Indiana 6-4 on the year, and we are nearly set to get this one tipped off at the Henry Fury Sports Complex on the campus of Gateway High School in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky on the call for you this evening for today's doubleheader. It'll be the girls' game against Indiana, followed by the boys' game against Penn Trafford. And we are underway in Monroeville, PA, as left to right across your screen go the Indiana Indians. They wear their road black uniforms. The Gators in their home whites will be going right to left as that ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Indians, last touched by the Gateway Gators. Indiana set to inbound. And in it comes for the Indians, shot up and in. And Katie Kowalczyk scores first for Indiana. Now it's the Gators with the basketball, again in their home whites. Far sideline it goes, a couple of bounces in. Oliver has it for Gateway. Pauses and pushes it near sideline. Long shot up, no good. Foul on the rebound is going to go against the Gators. And Indiana will take advantage of a Gateway foul nearly 100 feet from the basket. Indiana brings it up. Low left block, layup up and in this time. And Gateway falls behind. By a score of 4-0. 3-point shot, high right side, back iron the miss. Pulled back out by Gateway. With it for the Gators, Mia Johnson. Penetration and a collision with Grado. So a foul against the Indians, their first of the game, and that one is going to go against Eve Fiala, who traditionally wears number 50 but is wearing number 20 this evening. Bounce in, taken away by Indiana. Peterson heads the other way. Lob inside. Turnaround, block shot by Gateway. Getting a hand on that one was Johnson, but it's wheeled around and far sideline it goes. Long two is up and in for Maddie. And Gateway falls behind 6-0 as Indiana has ripped off the first 6 points of this affair. Johnson has it for the Gators. Now high left it goes for Bailey. Now with it, Grado. Penetration, scoop up. Falls off the side iron. No good. Misspoke a moment ago, just one foul thus far against Gateway and one against the visitors. As that shot goes up and in, and there is the second basket or the second foul rather for the Gators on the up and in for Eve Fiala, who has made her presence known thus far. Fiala, 6'5" senior, the forward for Indiana, can't complete the old-fashioned three-point play there. Bounced onto the high right side. Down underneath it goes. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Indians, so it'll stay with Gateway after the penetration was shut down Mia Johnson was heading down to that low right-hand block. Steal by the Indians. They'll race quickly the other way. Shot bounces around, falls off the side iron. Knocked out of bounds after it fell into the hands of Kowalczyk. And it will go back to Gateway. In transition go the Gators, and Grado lays it up and in for the first points for Gateway, nearly halfway through the first quarter. Fiala worked around, now into the paint, one bounce. Maddie can't get it to go into the cylinder. Rebound by Indiana. Worked from Antonucci all the way around and to the far corner, catch, shoot, and a long two with a foot on the line by Katie Kowalczyk. She now has 4. And Gateway is down by 8 again, 10-2. Sub in for the Gators as Rebecca Ryan will check in. Ryan in to the bench goes Mia Johnson.
And 13.
Also in for Gateway is Denasia James. James in as Jamila Bailey heads to the sideline. Starting 5 for Gateway, Jordan, Oliver, Grado, Bailey, and Johnson, though Bailey and Johnson now on the bench. Starting 5 for Indiana, Peterson, Antonucci, Maddie, Kowalczyk, and Fiala. High right it goes, three-point shot too strong. Bounced far corner, rebound for Gateway as Anela Jordan pushes it forward. Bounced off, high right side, Oliver. Back to Grado, top of the key. Now Ryan, back to Grado. Screen. Grado gets some separation, pushes up the 3. That one caroms off the iron and rebounded by Fiala. The other way go the Indians. Scoop shot doesn't go for Peterson. And as Gateway rolls in transition, it's knocked out of bounds by Indiana. And we'll stay with Gateway ball in the forecourt for the Gators. Ball rifled in, Jordan out near center court with it for the Gateway Gators. Pull-up jumper. Long 2 missing. Rebound for Indiana. Antonucci in transition, hands-on defensively there by Grado, and Grado commits her first, and team number 3 here in half number 1. Out to the high right. Shot off the shoulder, up and in from long range for Jayla Peterson. And Jayla Peterson for Indiana, the 5'7" freshman guard, puts the Indians on top by 11. Through defense, up and in, Jayla Oliver for Gateway. Double dribble whistled up against Indiana as the Indians sub for the first time today. Cassandra Boyer will check in. 5'10" junior for the Indians, and checking in for Gateway is Maya Jones, the 5'7" junior. 2:07 to play here, quarter number 1. It's Indiana 13, Gateway 4. Good to have you along with us here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Pushed forward. Through traffic, Grado, left-handed shot up and in. So now Indiana pushes the issue. Inside, Fiala. The foul's going to go against Rebecca Ryan for the Gators. Ryan, her first, team's fourth this quarter. And inbounding is Peterson. Far corner, three-point shot, back rim. Rebound knocked down to the deck. Held ball, and it'll be Gateway basketball after Indiana won the tip. So the Gators to trigger, baseline to our right-hand side. 1:37 to play here, quarter one. Gateway down by 7 after trailing by as many as 11. Inside it goes. Ryan can't get the shot to go up and in. Indiana battles and gathers in the rebound. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Indians, and it will be Gateway basketball. Leading scorer for the Gators, Marina Grado brings it up. Grado comes in averaging 14.3 points per game as that shot skims off the rim and carries to the baseline. Subbing back in, starter Anela Jordan for Gateway. Jordan averaging 5.3 points per game this season. Like I said, Grado the leader for Gateway in scoring and minutes per game at 15.7. Gateway just needs to get more scoring this year, especially scoring off of the bench and more deep scoring. Last time we saw Gateway's girls team here on this floor, Penn Hill stormed back on a 7-3 fourth quarter run to ultimately beat the Gateway Gators after Gateway had a lead throughout the first 3 quarters. And a foul against Gateway, Nayla Jordan with the hands on, and that is team foul 5, and we've still got 27.8 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. You're tuned in on the Trib Live High School Sports Network or on our YouTube page. Make sure to visit our newly launched website, GatewayGatorsProductions.com, GatewayGatorProductions.com. We want to thank our entire crew for making today's broadcast possible. Taking a look at the standings here in 5A Section 1. Indiana up top 2-0 with a 6-4 overall record. Plum, Franklin Regional both 2-1 in the section. Kiski and Woodland Hills 1-1. Penn Hills 1-2. Gateway yet to win a section game, though the Gators do have 4 wins on the season. Penn Hills, their lone conference win came against Gateway a couple of weeks back before the new year. Woodland Hills and Indiana, in all likelihood, going to battle for the conference title unless things change. Of course, we're going to see a lot of those teams that we just saw on those conference standings as the season progresses. I know we'll see Kiski on the last Friday of this month as Dave Williamson's Cavaliers come into the Fury Sports Complex for a battle against Gateway. And Indiana will inbound far side. Bella Antonucci will trigger after the timeout by Gateway. Indiana going to hold for last shot here. The Indians, who a season ago were 20-4, including 11-1 in their section. Made it all the way to the WPIAL quarterfinals before being bounced by the Moon Tigers. As a shot goes up missing for Indiana. Rebound by Gateway. Down on the deck with it was Rebecca Ryan. And we head to the quarter break with the scoreboard reading. The Indiana Indians 13, the Gateway Gators 6. We're going to take a pause for the quarter break. Let you check out the Gateway cheerleaders. Back with second quarter action here on GatewayProductions.com. Getting set for second quarter action here at the Gateway High School gym in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky on the call for you this evening, subbing in for Vince Russo. Taking a look at this Indiana team, Katie Kowalczyk and Eve Fiala have led scoring for the Indians. Kowalczyk averaging 20 points per game. Fiala 24 in a game earlier this season, and a double-double candidate each and every game. And let's take a look at her height and stature. Up top it goes for the Indians. Around onto the high left side. Gateway ratcheting up the defense. And it is bounced to the sideline. The pass intended for Antonucci goes awry. And it is Gateway basketball. .740 to play here in the quarter. Down the left side. Shot missing for Ryan. Rebound Gateway. Up high, Jordan has it near center court. Pushed back out, high under the left. Penetration, scoop. Won't go, but a foul is going to go against Indiana, and I think Gateway is going to head to the free throw line here after the foul committed.
20, Eve Fiala, 3 shots.
So Fiala picks up
Oliver.
her second foul. Just the second foul this half against the Indiana Indians. Gateway picking up 5 in the first quarter. As the first free throw missing for Gateway's Jayla Oliver. Second free throw. Back iron misses well. Pushed out. Shot from the near corner, missing the 3 are the Indians. Left-hand shot, sits on the rim forever but falls off, no good. Held ball situation, it will be Gateway ball after Indiana won the tip. Gateway got a held ball in the first quarter, Indiana ball to begin the second frame, and now Gateway ball here on that dual possession. Penetration, left hand, up and in for Grado. Grado now with a half a dozen to lead all scorers. Three-point shot up and in for Cassandra Boyer. And Boyer scoring her first points of the game. Up high it goes. Inside contact by Indiana. Or will they say kick ball here? Kick ball, excuse me. And Gateway will sub in a player.
Number 24, Jamela
Make
Bailey.
it 2, including
And
Bailey,
Mia Johnson in for
also
the
in
Gators.
Mia Johnson. So 2 starters return to the lineup for Gateway on this inbounds play as Oliver pats at the ball and triggers the inbound. Into the paint. Getting a hand on the shot, Kowalczyk. Racing the other way. Indiana. Indians have it up high, Antonucci. One bounce. Back up top. Bella Antonucci around the horn, and inside it goes, and as the ball makes its way to Stella Stossel. A Gator wraps arms around her, and that foul's going to go against
the Gators,
Mia Johnson. So Johnson picks up her second of the game, foul 6 this half against Gateway. Far sideline, three-point shot, front rim, rebound, put back, that won't go. Push back out for the Indians. Pull up, right elbow. That one rims off. Indiana retreating into defense as Gateway pushes it near sideline. Catch, shoot, three. Rims off for Johnson. Karen pulled down by Indiana. Bella Antonucci with the basketball. One bounce, up and in with the right hand for Katie Kowalczyk. Kowalczyk now with 6 points after scoring 4 in quarter one, 2 thus far here in the second frame. Left-handed shot, back iron, no good. We will see Gateway head to the free throw line, contact on the motion of shooting.
The foul was on 13.
And that foul will go against Bella Antonucci.
Antonucci. Oliver at the line for 2.
Antonucci picking up her first. And at the free throw line for the second time, Jayla Oliver after missing 2 free throws moments ago, as Lakin Kugler checks in. Second free throw miss, and Gateway has left 4 points behind at the free throw line thus far. Pushing it up towards the basket in transition, Grado gets knocked down to the floor by Jayla Peterson. And Peterson, her first foul, foul 4 this half against Indiana.
Peterson. Grado shooting 2.
And Grado shoots the free throws. First free throw up and in for Grado. And Grado 14.3 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per contest. Both free throws made for the future W&J president. Up high. Now inside. Gateway with the interception. Ryan with the takeaway. And Gateway will slow things down as they cut the deficit down to 8 at the free throw line. High screen. And an illegal screen. Looked like Mia Johnson was set, but may have reached that elbow out a bit.
Mia Johnson.
That's bad news for Gateway because Johnson picks up her third, also the 7th against the Gators this half. So Indiana shoots the 1 and 1 the rest of the way. Of course, that an offensive foul. So Indiana will inbound. Pass goes awry, well over the head of the intended receiver, Lakin Kugler. It'll be Gators basketball. Pull up, long 2, last ball miss. Foul by Lakin Kugler in the process, so Kugler commits her first, foul 5 this half against Indiana, and they say it's after the shot was released. It was on the box out on the rebound. So Gateway is going to use a timeout here to talk some things over. Curtis Williams, head coach of the Gateway Gators. Otto Peterson, head coach of Indiana. Indians a preseason top 5 team. coming into this season in 5A. So we'll take a look at the Indians' schedule. Started the season with a victory against Bishop McCourt, then a loss to Norwin, number 1 in 6A, before taking on Latrobe, a loss there at home. Traveled up to Butler County with a victory against the Knock Knights, a victory on the road at Penn Hills, a home win against the Kiski Cavaliers, traveling to Hempfield for a victory, before traveling to Bethel Park and falling in that affair, and a win against Peters Township, one of the top teams in their classification. As it goes far sideline. Grado has it. Grado off of a screen. Nice hedge on that screen by Peterson. Forced the Gators to reset the offense. High screen again. This time Grado goes away from it. Penetration and a scoop off the glass. The miss by Bailey, the rebound by the Indians. They run in transition. Peterson, scoop won't go. Pulled out by the Indians. Far corner. Missed 3 by Peterson. Rebound by Gateway. Kicked out high right. Bailey has it for the Gators. Handoff, Grado, 5'5" senior. As I mentioned, headed to Washington and Jefferson. Kicked far corner. 3-point shot from the far side. They will say a foot on the line. A long 2 for Jamela Bailey. Her first points of the game come here in quarter 2. And Gateway cuts the deficit down to a half dozen. Some hand fighting by the Gators, and Gateway is going to be whistled up for their 8th foul this half.
Of the Gators.
And that is foul 2 against Marina Grado. Gateway seeing the Indians head to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Front half of the 1-and-1 missing for Antonacci. Rebound for the Gators. Up high, couple of bounces, through traffic, scoop, up and in for Jayla Oliver, and Oliver, her first points come here in the latter stages of quarter 2, cutting that deficit all the way down to 4. Indiana killing the clock here. And now we'll sag into their play. Up high. Now kicked. 3-point shot. Front rim miss. Battle for the rebound. Missing the putback is Kugler, but Gators again with strong defense, not allowing Indiana to get a last shot up. And we will head to halftime with the Indiana Indians leading the Gateway Gators 18-14, but Gateway has certainly righted the ship here in quarter number 2. Take a run through the scoring thus far for the Indiana Indians. Jayla Peterson with 3. Emily Maddie has scored 2 thus far. Katie Kowalczyk with a half a dozen. Cassandra Boyer chips in with 3. And Eve Fiala rounds out the scoring tally for Indiana, as she has 2 unofficially. Taking a look through the Gateway scores, Jordan with a couple. Jayla Oliver has 2 points, though she has missed 4 free throws thus far. Half a dozen points for Marina Grado. And rounding out the scoring for Gateway with 2 points, Jamela Bailey. Again, your halftime score. Indiana 18, Gateway 14. We'll take a pause for halftime. Third quarter action when we return.
Earlier this evening.
Second half underway here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky on the call for you as the Gateway Gators take on the Indiana Indians. Up top, Indians with the ball. Jump shot missing. Rebound for Gateway. As Anila Jordan going the other way. Jump stop, right elbow, it's Oliver. Far corner, catch, shoot, three. The miss for Grado, and it will carry out of bounds, so it will be Indians basketball. Indians heading right to left across your screen. They wear their road blacks. Gateway left to right in the home whites here in half number 2 is a three-point shot, or a long two rather. Up and in for Katie Kowalczyk.
For Katie Kowalczyk.
And Kowalczyk now with 8 points to lead all scorers. She and Grado both with a half a dozen at halftime. Grado, jump stop, pushing it back. Now it's Bailey. Handoff, Jordan. Jordan between the rings for the Gators. Bounces it high left, Grado. Graylow. Trapped there. On ball defensively where the Indians, and Gateway has to push it around and get back out to that high side for Grado. Grado around the screen. Slides through two defenders. Scoop won't go. Rebound for Kowalczyk. Up off the glass, the miss for Kowalczyk. Rebound though for the Indians. Inside it goes. Some harm as going up when Katie Kowalczyk. Kowalczyk will head to the free throw line.
Foul is on 15 of the
And the foul against Gateway. Now it's caught against 15 Boateng, but she is not in the lineup, so I think they're going to have to confirm who that was against. Second free throw, up and in.
Boateng. The foul is on Boateng.
Again, they called the foul on Boateng, but she's not in the game, so I'm not sure how that foul's going to work out. Regardless, foul one here in half number 2 against the Gateway Gators.
13, James, not Boateng.
And that foul will go against Denasia James after some consultation, as the Gators have it. Grado off of a screen. High left. Now through traffic, Oliver. Long two from the high right, missing for Bailey. Running in transition go the Indians. Off the square and in as Cassandra Boyer completes the run out. Boyer with 5 now. Grado kicks it high on the left. Pushed back to that far sideline as Gateway was looking to find a teammate over on that far bench. Instead, a turnover for the Gators as they will sub Rebecca Ryan in. And up come the Indians. Up top, Fiala kicks to the high right. 3-point shot up and in for Bella Antonacci. Her first points of the game come with a long-range 3, and the Gators find themselves down by 13. 27-14 is your score. Gateway yet to score here in the third quarter. Onto the high left, the Gators have it. It's Jones. Jones between the rings. Pick and roll. Pass goes awry. As Denasia James couldn't complete that play for the Gators. Indiana with the takeaway. They roll in transition. Missed shot off the iron. Rebound pulled in for the Gators. As Mia Jones comes out with it. Ball down to the deck. Takeaway. Steal by Indiana, taking it away from Grado. Into the paint it goes. No look. Last ball, the miss by Fiala, but she's headed to the free throw line after contact by Gateway. That ball goes against Denasia James. James picks up her second. Second this half against Gateway. Free throw, front iron, the miss. As Gateway brings in a couple of substitutions. Just one, excuse me. Grado is back talking to the Gators coach. So checking in for Gateway, Mia Johnson. As Gateway is going to take a timeout here.
Gators.
Again, Gateway looking for some scoring depth this year. As we look at the Gators, we see Bailey, Oliver, and Jordan each with two, a half a dozen for Grado, as that has stacked up the lone points today for the Gators. Taking a look at the Gators' schedule, a loss on the road, or excuse me, at home against North Catholic, then against Shadyside Academy. Big win against the Alderdice Dragons, a win on the road against Ambridge. A road loss against McKeesport, a conference road loss. At the Plum Mustangs, victory here at home against Deer Lakes. Come from behind victory for Penn Hills against the Gators. The last time we saw them here on this floor, a victory against Westinghouse, and then a loss at Kiski on the road with their first-year head coach. Taking a look ahead for the Gateway Gators. We'll take a look at that more as the evening progresses, as we see Eve Fiala shooting the second half of 2 free throws. She misses. Rebound, book back won't go for Boyer, as it looked like the Gator got a hand on that. And Grado runs it down for Gateway. Up high, Grado. High left, Johnson. Penetration by Johnson, and hands on defensively by Indiana, and that foul's going to go against the Indians. Eve Fiala. Fiala drawing her third whistle, the first this half against Indiana. That's bad news. Ball in for the Gators. Fiala got a piece of it, but as she tried the outlet pass, Grado was there to intercept. Grado 1-on-3, scoop won't go. Rebound the other way go the Indians. Ball left back, layup up and in for Indiana. Katie Kowalczyk with a dozen points to lead all scorers. High on the right it goes. Jones. Grado, Ryan, all penetrating and pausing. They're going to travel against Oliver. No whistle blows. Instead, the Gators be guilty of the over and back. So a turnover near midcourt.
Sarah Todd in for
And
Indiana.
in for Indiana comes Sarah Todd.
And Jordan in for the Gators along with
Sarah Todd, 5'8" sophomore for Indiana. Jamila Bailey in for Gateway, the 5'5" senior. Catching a pass, left elbow, shot up. Boyer can't complete that one. And a foul by the Gators in the process. And that foul is going to go against
of Indiana, Boyer.
Cassandra Boyer of Indiana. So a foul on the rebound going against the visitors on the offensive rebound attempt. So Boyer, her first, second this half against Indiana. Up between the rings, it's Jordan. Bounce up high for Ryan. High on the left, the Gators have it. Bailey onto the high right. Banked in good for Mia Johnson. And finally the Gators break the scoreboard here in quarter number 3 with Johnson's first points of the game, taking the tally to 29-17. Up high, Peterson. Peterson killing clock from the Indians. Up top, Antonacci retreated. Teed up by Grado. Under a minute to go. We're at 42 seconds to go here in the quarter. Now it's Peterson. Up top, Antonacci. Work down to the baseline. That shot ironing off. Put back won't go. Gateway with a shot for last shot of the quarter. Inside it goes. Ryan kicks it back out. Long two from the high left. Missing for Bailey. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Indiana. Gators basketball.
Gator ball.
Jamila Bailey will inbound for Gateway. Hands on defensively by Indiana.
The foul was on 5 of Indiana.
And that foul goes against Jayla Peterson. Peterson picking up her second. Foul 3 this half against the Indians. Just under 3 seconds to go here. Bounced in. Shot carries wide, and Gateway not able to get on the scoreboard in the latter stages of the third quarter. In fact, Gateway only scoring 3 points in total in that third quarter. We'll send it down to the floor for the Gateway cheerleaders with your 3-quarter score. Indiana 29, Gateway 17 here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Three quarters in the books here at the Fury Sports Complex in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Home of the Gateway Gators. But right now it's Indiana on top of Gateway, 29-17, as both coaches with an opportunity at the quarter break to talk shop. Otto Peterson, the head coach of Indiana, Curtis Williams, the head coach of the Gateway Gators. Gateway basketball to begin the fourth frame. Gators down by a dozen after being down by just 4 at halftime. Gateway outscored 11-3 in quarter number 3. Grado has it taken away from her by Peterson. Antonacci high left. Ryan knocked it to the floor, but it stays with Indiana. Antonacci near corner. 3-point shot up and in for Katie Kowalczyk as she continues to pour it on. 15 total points thus far for Kowalczyk. Katie Kowalczyk, 6'4", senior for for Indiana. Fiala listed at 6'5", so two big forwards for Indiana as they take the ball away, run in transition, and Bella Antonacci scores her second basket of the game. This her first 2-point basket of the affair, as she has 5 in total. Up and in, through traffic goes Rebecca Ryan, her first points of the affair. First points of the quarter for Gateway, just 5 points this half for the Gators. Shot up, missing for Fiala. Up high it goes now. Between the rings, Bella Antonacci. Now Boyer high on the right. Glass ball to miss. Rebound for the Gators. Jordan runs. Jordan back 1-on-2. Off the square, it won't go. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by the Gators. As they say, the last hand on it was Mia Johnson. Johnson, a Gateway starter, scoring the lone points for Gateway in the third quarter. Checking in for Gateway. Oliver. Also a sub in. Emily Maddie for the Indians. Near corner. Now up between the rings it'll go for Peterson. High left Antonacci. Pushes it up top. Twice off the back iron and it falls in good for Katie Kowalczyk as she continues to fill it up. Kowalczyk now with 17 points. High right side, Johnson. Up high, the Gators with the basketball, it's Johnson. Now Oliver. Up top, back iron the miss. Bouncing to the far sideline, and it will be a team rebound for the Indians. Indiana on top of Gateway by 17 right now, 36-19 with 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. The timeout is taken by Gateway as Curtis Williams wants to talk strategy again. Tonight's game part of a doubleheader here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader will be coming up, scheduled for 7:25 against Peters Township. And then next Thursday, it'll be Gateway Swimming against Penn Hills. The following week, it'll be girls basketball against Woodland Hills. Doubleheader on the 27th, final Friday of the month. Girls basketball against Kiski, boys basketball against McKeesport. February 3rd, we'll have a solo boys basketball game against the Kiski Cavaliers. Moving forward to the following week, February 7th, girls basketball, and then we will, in all likelihood, wrap up the winter sports season until we head into the playoffs with wrestling against Fox Chapel on February 15th. Gateway boys, 5-3 on the year. Penn Trafford boys, 2-7 on the season. Of course, we'll talk more about that when we transition over to our boys broadcast after the conclusion of our girls game, which right now stands at Indiana 36, Gateway 19. Antonacci across midcourt. Fiala right elbow. Ball bounced across the baseline. Turnover by Indiana, so it will be Gateway basketball with 4:50 to play. Big hole here for the Gators to try to climb out of, especially considering they've only scored 5 points here in half number 2. 3 in the third, 2 here in the fourth. Ball pulled back out. Grado has it. Grado calls the play for the Gators. 3 fouls by the Indians here in the second half. Or excuse me, 3 by the Indians, 2 by the Gators, and the 3-point shot is up and in for Jayla Oliver. Her first point since the second quarter. And that cuts the Gators deficit down to 14. Up top, Indiana with the rock. Antonacci. Now up between the circles for Peterson. Antonacci trapped by two Gator defenders. Ball knocked loose, but Fiala was there to scoop it up. Back to Antonacci. Baseline it goes. Fiala, awkward angle, but still able to score the basketball, and her first point since the first half. And she now has a half a dozen in total. Down the left side of the paint, up and in goes Jayla Oliver for her 5th point of the quarter and 7th of the game. Down the left side of the paint, Antonacci rims off. Rebound for the Gators, Jayla Oliver. Oliver bounces high right side. It's Ryan. Ball knocked away, but Gateway runs it down and will maintain possession. Off of the screen, 3-point shot, irons off. The miss by Grado. Indiana basketball. And a timeout taken by the Indians. They'll take a full timeout. Well, the Indiana Indians. Time to take a look at the Gateway schedule. He looked in the rearview mirror. Let's look at what's ahead for the Gateway girls. Travel to Franklin Regional next week. Then they will host Woodland Hills in a game that we will have right here on our broadcast. Home game against the Plum Mustangs on January 20th. On the road at Penn Hills before a home game against Kiski. And they will wrap up the month of January on the road at Indiana. Then they'll travel to the city to take on the Obama Eagles. And back to conference action go the Gators as they will take on Franklin Regional at home and at Woodland Hills before finishing up the season on the road at Penn Trafford and at Armstrong, 2 of the top 5 teams here in WPIAL 5A girls basketball action. So Peterson and Williams, the coaches respectively for both teams, with an opportunity to talk to their teams. And it will be Indiana basketball, triggering baseline to our right-hand side in the road blocks. Gateway in their home whites. We thank you for joining us this evening. Adam Gusky on the call for you for both halves of tonight's doubleheader. Ball pushed forward by Indiana. Knocked away from Antonacci. Last touch by the Indians. Nice job by Grado. Not just to knock that one down to the deck, but put enough spin on it that it would hit off of the hands of Antonacci and out of bounds. A turnover for the Indians. And Gateway down by 14. We still have got some work to do to try to get in striking distance on this one. Contact by Indiana. And that one is going to go against Lincoln Kugler. Kugler picking up her second foul. Foul number 4 here in half number 2. 5 fouls for Indiana in the first half. 4 thus far here in the second. Gateway committing 8 in the first half. Just 2 thus far here in the second. Up high. Oliver wiggling through traffic. Shot swatted though by Eve Fiala. Fiala using that height, length to her advantage. 6'5", long arms. Clearly a dominant force down underneath for the Indiana Indians. Grado, 3-point shot, nips in good. And Grado, her first points here in the second half. 9 in total for Gateway. Takeaway by Gateway. They run in transition but can't cash in, and Indiana comes out with the rebound. And a timeout is taken by Otto Peterson of the Indiana Indians. Indiana came into today averaging 11 more points per game than the Gators at 55 per. Gateway scoring just 44 points per game on average this season. That's certainly not great news for Gateway, as they are well under that number with 124 to play. They're 17 points shy of that figure. As both teams talk some strategy. Got a good season last year for Indiana, 20-4, 11-1 in the section. Made it to the WPIAL 5A quarterfinals, losing to Moon 45-37. Kowalczyk leads Indiana with an average of 20 points per game. Just a little under that average thus far tonight with 17. Fiala up top, taken away by Gateway. Steal for the Gators, Johnson. Johnson back, 2-on-1, missing the shot. Rebound, Grado scoop up and in. Hoop in the harm as Grado's headed to the free throw line. She has 11, she can make it 12 with this free throw.
A foul was on 25.
Foul committed by Katie Kowalczyk, her first. Fifth foul this half against Indiana.
For the Gators. Warrior in for Indiana.
So subs in for both teams. As Grado looking for the old-fashioned three-point play. After getting the rebound, putting up the scoop shot, and she will complete that old-fashioned three-point play. Gateway down by just 8 now, so the Gators have stormed back to bring this one into striking distance. And of course, you've got to expect Indiana to take as much air out of the ball as possible. And that's what Peterson does, wiggling her way around traffic. And now Gateway will finally foul, as that foul will be committed by Marina Grado. Grado, her first, third this half against Gateway. So Gateway a long way away from forcing the free throw parade, as they still have 4 more fouls to give before Indiana shoots free throws. We'll see a foul there against the Gators. Jayla Oliver. Oliver picks up her first foul for this half against the Gators. 52.5 seconds to go as Gateway calls timeout. As both teams will talk some strategy here. Don't forget, check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/Gateway Gator Productions. We will have live and archive broadcasts of every Gateway game. We have our archives of the entire fall sports season on there, as well as live and archive throughout the winter as well. We'll thank our diligent crew. Had a little hiccup when we first arrived, but our small but mighty crew got things underway for us. Get us ready for the tip-off of this doubleheader here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. So after a Gateway timeout, Indiana will trigger. Pushing in will be Antonacci. In it comes Peterson. Contact by Grado. That's her fourth, so Grado's going to have to back off now and not commit a foul as she picks up her fourth in the process of Gateway picking up their 5th team foul. The ball comes in. That was a held ball. The official didn't have a good look at that one, but it certainly looked like a situation where Jayla Oliver had that ball tied up with Jayla Peterson, but instead it will be foul 2 in this basketball game against Oliver, the 6th against Gateway here in the second half. And a couple of reaches in for Oliver, and finally she'll be whistled for her 3rd foul. And the 7th against Gateway. So Indiana to the 1-and-1 to the free throw line goes Jayla Peterson, who has yet to score here in the second half, making a 3-point basket in quarter number 1. First free throw up and in. Gateway down by 9. Second free throw missing, rebound Gateway. Indiana couldn't pull into Kara. Near corner it comes. Bouncing it in, Oliver. Tipped high by Indiana. The takeaway by the Indians. And contact out near midcourt as two Gateway Gators collide in the process. And the foul's going to go against Anela Jordan.
Of the Gators.
Jordan picking up her second whistle of the game. Foul 8 against Gateway. So to the free throw line goes Jayla Peterson again. Free throw missing, rebound by Indiana. And the Indians get the rebound but dribble on the baseline as Boyer turns it over. It's Gateway basketball. Token pressure applied by Indiana, but they will back off. 25 seconds to go. Oliver runs into a brick wall named Kowalczyk. Kowalczyk comes down with the basketball, and as Indiana went to race out of there with it, Peterson has her waist grabbed by Mia Johnson. So Johnson picks up her fourth, foul 9.
For Peterson.
With 16 and a half seconds to play here, a couple of free throws will probably do it for the Indiana Indians. First free throw missing though, rebound Ryan for Gateway. So the Gators still with a little bit of life. Ryan, high left, catch, shoot three, miss by Johnson. And Indiana, they're gonna back off, will the Gators, and allow Indiana to push the ball into the forecourt. And the Indiana Indians improve their record to 7-3 on the year. They are now, 7-4 on the year. They are now 3-0 in conference play. Meanwhile, the Gateway Gators, they improve their record, their record dips to 4-7 on the season and 0-3 within the conference. That'll do it for our coverage of the girls' game as the Gateway Gator girls basketball team loses to Indiana 39-30. We thank you for joining us here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. I want to thank our diligent crew, Lee Schaefer III, our director, Lee Schaefer Jr., one of our camera operators, and our engineer, and Renee Schaefer helping us out running camera this evening. We thank you for joining us here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Tune into the boys' game coming up. One last time, your final score here tonight. Indiana 39, Gateway 30, and you've seen it all on GatewayGatorProductions.com.